Oh,
What's going on, Facebook world? It's your man Faze on the barber,
it's your boy Dougie Fresh.
and we two men in the shop. Today's topic, man, is gonna be pretty much we're gonna try to be as brief as possible because it's an emotional topic to even speak on.
Very personal.
The George Floyd situation. What's your take on? Now, where do you want to start? You want to start with George, or do you want to start with the actual police officers?
I mean, for me, it already happened. So I mean, most folks know what happened. So I'm bring about his good spirit and talk about George. I mean, they posted videos of the man talking about nonviolence, and I mean, it shows. When someone on the media shows us, at 6 o'clock, and shows us, a picture of us having our mugshot taken, that we are just like almost anybody else. We have a story. We most of humankind is good. Yes, circumstances do take over sometimes. And, hey, we get upset, and shit happens. Like your brother, for example. But for the most part, the man wanted to see black boys and men grow up to be productive citizens.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say that that's what you see after death happens, versus seeing that and making sure that police officers see us in a light that they normally aren't seeing. Because I'm sure they're trained to see, they're trained not to trust anybody.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, that's within their training and policy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, and I want to just give a shout out to, the Floyds, and the family. Just give my greatest sympathy, because watching that shit on the fucking film.
It was crazy.
I mean, and I'll tell you how crazy it was, because I'm dealing with two individuals in myself. We're talking about the devil, and then we're talking about what's godly. And everything deals with the mental first. Right? Now, emotionally, I'm not going to say on film what I wanted to do, but I'm pretty sure everybody had the same type of feeling, what they expected to be done to those officers. But at the same time, my thing is this, right? And I'm talking about it constantly in the shop, right? Like today, we are a threat. Right?
I want you to explain that on camera, because I'm still baffled by that.
Everything starts with the mind, and I'm gonna tell you like this, right? And this is the greatest truth coming from a person like me. We are inventors.
We're creators. Yeah.
We are creators. And the only people, and I'm not saying all black people, that don't know it is us. We don't know.
The wool has been pulled over our face.
Yeah, like, you guys and you girls do not know how powerful you are. Like, it's just sometimes it's like dealing with stupidity. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and I'm not gonna put it out like with a racial thing, but a lot of people know what our capabilities are. We just don't know it. And my thing, as far as us being great individuals, we lack knowledge. Yeah, because knowledge pretty much will set you up to have discipline.
Well, I would say I agree with you. My only thing is that I believe, say us as descendants of slaves, we were not just us, but the slaves as well. Enslaved people who were enslaved were all the knowledge that they had on that ship and from the motherland was conditioned out of them. So the children didn't grow up knowing anything but a Western society, Western culture. Growing up seeing only, hey, this is how you should treat people, and you're like, okay, you're the only one in the world that seems different, and is different in this world.
But you know, this.
So it's almost conditioning. It's conditioned ignorance.
You know what you got to say based on ignorance and conditioning? If you really actually go back and think about it, because everything starts in your mind first. We're just gonna really go. We're gonna cut the bullshit, and I'm just gonna tell you straight up and down, right? Everything starts with the mind, right?
That's true.
Scientifically, something happened to us. Something happened to our ancestries. Not just the fact that we were enslaved and we were taken somewhere. We're talking about further back.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, how did we come to be slaves in the motherland? This is the root that, like, when I sit there and I say to myself, you know, it ain't just what you bargaining or what you bartering, because that's what nations are built on, bartering. You feel what I'm saying? But it's all about, okay, getting to the root of it. What actually happened to us back then?
The mind, something, yeah.
Something held our minds captive emotionally and our curiosity. Because it's almost like when your mom says, do not touch that fire because that fire is going to burn. Something chemically in our minds, all right, but the whole time, what the fuck is she talking about? Burn. And we're little.
Yeah.
I gotta see what she's talking about. I need to see that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So we invite that type of curiosity and that type of pain in our life. This is something that it's in us naturally. So if you go back to the root of how did we get to that point where chemically in our minds we're fucked up.
I would say that it happened in the way you say it did. There's something there was somebody or a group of folks or something that the upper level executives of our motherland said, hey, we're missing something. Even though we've created everything that the world needs, there's something missing. And when something's missing, you go searching. And you leave your waters open, you leave your mind open, your mind is open to a lot of good and bad. So, and what's perceived as good is bad and bad. And that's how I would see it based on your take on it. Is that somebody said, hey, we're missing something.
We've always been slaves, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that you guys really gotta stop being naive about is the fact that we weren't just slaves here in the Americas, man. You understand? We were slaves first in the motherland. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for you to snatch that mass of people, you can't just do that shit forcefully. You can't do that. You just can't do that. That many people.
That's millions of people.
And they didn't have troops and military out there like that. We're talking about a whole nation, bro. So if you sit there and you fast forward and you say to yourself, we've been conditioned to be this way.
Yeah.
And everybody's sitting there and they saying they like, you know, slavery's been around forever. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is that you have to learn discipline, because discipline is the only thing that's going to help with you surviving mentally and physically in this nation, in this world, in your reality.
Yeah, going off based on what you're saying, like you said, everything starts in the mind.
It starts from the mind.
So, and I said this earlier too, get a mental picture of what you want. See it, hey, whatever it is that you want as a person, not what your parents want, not what school you went to, not based on the PhD that you got, no, what you really want in life. And this is what I've learned, and I said, I'm probably the only guy I know who's doing it in my family or in my circle, because it's easier to do that. It's easier to live like that. You live free when you say, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm going after this. And we have, I guess, a fuzzy picture of what we want.
Mm-hmm.
As well, you know, since Michael Jordan is the best basketball player, I might as well just do that. Or, you know, Barry Sanders was one of the best running backs to ever play football. Or Warren Sapp, or, you know, I'm an entertainer because I see so much of us doing it.
But at the same time, and not just that, with Michael Jordan, someone taught him discipline to be that person.
Yeah, it wasn't just, well, I'm gonna do that because of that. His dad, and I mean, he from his brother, he had 3 brothers, and he was the youngest of the group, and the only way he could be competitive is through basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And through his dad just telling him, hey, you better stay out here and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. And so for me, just find something, work on it consistently, get a picture of it, how you want it, write it down, get emotionally involved in it, write it as it already happened already. Mm-hmm. And you'll be fine. Just stay consistent with it. And that's like what you said.
But even to go further, you know, like you gotta use yourself for example, right? You got 2 people, you got police and you got a judge. Okay. What the fuck is the difference between you acting a certain way to a cop than to a judge? When you go in front of a judge, right? You motherfucking quiet as a church mouse. Not saying that there's no people out there who yeah, and don't feel as though they should keep quiet. But I'm saying you have some form of discipline because you know that these people have your life on paper, right? But at the same time, why can't you out there in the street have that same type of discipline? Because it boils down to discipline. You don't know what type of time that police officer's on, whether he's emotional, he's mad, or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. And not knocking the whole situation because the whole situation happened. But we're talking about like this. If I'm out and about, right? And we're gonna either say in a bad way or in a good way. We're gonna use the good way, right? Mm. Let's just say I was fucking drunk somewhere, some shit like that, right? And 9 times out of 10, you're not held accountable for you know really getting drunk because you just belligerent and you just acting out the alcohol. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta have people around you that's gonna keep you in a safe haven. But I'm saying that if a police stop me and I'm just going regular and I'm pissed off because of the perception of what police officers are, and the police officer says, come here, right? Mm-hmm. Give me your ID. Fuck you want my ID for? This is what I'm saying. We don't know what type of time they are. Listen, just give these motherfuckers your ID. Listen, here you go. Keep your mouth fucking shut. Because these people, either they're gonna lock you up, either they're gonna fuck you up, or either they're gonna put you in the fucking ground. Give them your fucking ID. If you haven't done shit, put it like this. If you had done shit, fucking run. Keep it moving. Don't sit there and act like you can talk a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, out of doing either the 3 that I fucking said. Yeah. Just give them your fucking ID and remain fucking silent. If they take you to jail, put you through the process, just fucking go. You can't talk these people down because it's what they say, like a lot of those higher ups in law enforcement. Well, if they ask a question, they say it's above their fucking pay grade. Yeah. These are arresting officers that we're talking about. They're not trained to fucking sit there and investigate because at the end of the day, they gotta detain you. That's their fucking job. And then when their lieutenant or their chief come on the scene, they find out the logistics, and then they pass it to a fucking detective to find out what's going on. It's that detective's job to fucking find out what's going on. Yeah. These are arresting officers. You can't talk these motherfuckers down. Not all of them, but I'm saying and the only reason why I'm a little bit passionate about what I'm saying is because I'm mad at us. I'm not gonna sit here and just be mad at them individuals because they are who they are. Just like you got a motherfucker that's out there robbing a motherfucker. He is who he is. Or you got these people in the white shirts and the ties who are fucking stealing money from you at your fucking bank. They are who they are. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The point is to learn how to have discipline. Go get some counseling. Talk to somebody that can help you with conditioning, because you can't get upset at every and any fucking thing that you get into that you don't fucking agree with. This is your life we talking about. We're in a dangerous world right now, mentally. Because everything starts here first.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't experience life, but have control over yourself and have self-respect. Have self-dignity, self-integrity. You know what I'm saying? When you out and about, because these people don't want you here because of what you're capable of. You capable of being better police officers. We're talking about FBI agents. We're talking about judges. We're talking about lawyers. And they over here like, damn, these motherfuckers are doing everything.
I can definitely speak to that. You know, my brother went to one of the most prestigious military academies in the world. When I see him in his dress, and I see him with his wife because they both from the same school, my kids, not saying they're gonna be that, but my kids seeing their aunt and uncle do that, their mom and dad do so much financially and for the community, want to provide value for people. That's what you need to see, and that's conditioning on the other side of the tracks. Is my kids are going to be conditioned to see productivity, discipline, you know, everything that you were speaking on, and there's an understanding that yes, there are a lot of black folks that are really well off. They live fast, they live vastly, they do what they want, but it's not the norm. Definitely not the norm, but it's not it's not like you can't do it because somebody else has done it already. So when my kids see their mom and dad doing what they're doing, seeing the friends that they're hanging around, seeing the people that they're affecting, okay, now I have a new paradigm to see through or mirror to look at versus, hey, but also remember, your dad didn't always, your mom and dad didn't always have the cash flow, didn't always have the house, didn't always have the cars. They had to look at the circumstance to say, this is not the circumstance I want to be in. Say, okay, what can I get out of this? It's my aunt, I call him my uncle, but he's my cousin. He's almost 60. He's a former NYPD dad. He told me, Doug, and he called me this past weekend. He said, Doug, not tread softly, but move carefully. And just like you said, that's the idea, just go ahead and do it. And I said, I have no problem. He said, he should never get a call from my mom or from the police department saying, hey, you know, Doug Gibson, your cousin, was killed because of what he said.
Right.
Because they know my character. So for me, when I see, when I'm encountering a police officer, I'm as respectful as I can be. I will ask questions because obviously you don't know why you get stopped. But if they're asking me, hey, can you get energy to get out the car? Go ahead, get out the car. They detain me. Yes, I don't want to get detained. I know that white folks and my white friends will never get detained. I just stand there and talk to them gingerly. But for me, I'm perceived as a threat. I still don't know why. But hey, whatever. Hey, pat me down. I ain't got nothing on me. Do your thing, and then if they put me in the car, yes, I'm a little upset. But for the most part, as I know I'm going on. I know I'm still going on because nothing's been done.
Technically, you gotta really sit here and think about what's going on. I'll keep it funky, right? Okay. A lot of these officers forget.
What do you mean forget?
They forget their law and order. They forget their policy. They forget their penal codes. Yeah. They forget this shit.
The protocol. Yeah.
They forget these things. So, you know, they just trying to get a fucking job. I mean, it's much times out there that people did a test and they just wanted to get that shit the fuck over with just so they get to the next fucking level in life, or level in school, or level in the fucking activity. Everybody's done it. A lot of these guys that's out here who are these peace officers, so-called peace officers, not all of them, and they're out here, they're just doing a fucking job and they don't even know rulings. They don't even know it. So they pulling you over based on what somebody else talked about on the beat. And you ask them, why are you pulling me over? Oh, traffic stop. Okay, it's a traffic stop. What traffic violation am I being accused of? And they can't even fucking tell you. They can't even tell you because they forgot. They forgot. So we dealing with, this is what we dealing with. Ignorance. You don't have to sit and work a job like if they're FBI agents. FBI agents, that's what they do. The detectives, that's what they do. They got people in position, that's what they do. These police officers, they straight up and down detain motherfucking individuals. They just detain you. Hey officer, no problem. Let's see if we got discipline. Oh, okay, I'm in violation. Here's my ID and stuff like that. And what violation am I in? Oh, you were parking too close to a curb. Are you fucking kidding me? There was so many of them fucking shits out of her. I'm like, parking too close to a curb. They took no, they said you parking at least four feet away from the curb. And that's a fucking violation?
You get ticketed for that?
You get a ticket for that? And you go to court. And the judge like,
right.
Oh, you got a violation for and the judge looking at the shit like, this is some motherfucking bullshit. But
I've seen it happen too.
This is how we make our money in this motherfucker. Okay, how do you plead? I don't plead guilty to the charge, Your Honor. He doesn't have proof that I was parked away from the motherfucking curb. And it's up to that judge's discretion, whatever that judge is dealing with. Guilty! And you sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta look at the fact that you gotta be very intelligent. You gotta be more disciplined when you're dealing with people when you leave your house, because it's physically damaging, it's mentally damaging, and emotionally damaging, and you don't want to go out there and get hurt. So if you're dealing with a difficult conversation, because you learn these things in anger management, trust me, believe me, I've been in anger management at least about 7 to 8 times. I'm telling you no lie, before I had to take it real seriously and shit like that. I mean, real talk. But when I started going to therapy, a lot of these anger management, systems and rules help me to understand who I am, to better myself physically and mentally, because I'm not trying to lose. That everybody's saying, yo, we gonna go out there and protest. Nah, you don't fucking go out there and protest, because they don't give a fuck about you talking. They only care about what you do. And this is why I be telling people, they come in the barbershop, say, oh man, you don't care about the black people. I do care about the black people. You wasn't here at the last motherfucking meeting when I had what do you call it? I was doing I told this dude years ago, I was doing a credit seminar. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, you weren't there. I'm giving you information that's gonna get you further in life to help you and your family members. So whatever you learn, you can teach them. You sit here talking about going protest, they're not listening to me. I'm gonna lose money if I go out there and leave. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I would teach somebody that comes into this shop anything that I know to help them. They'll thank me, yo man, why you found, yo, this nigga Faison, man, I'm telling you straight up and down, yo, he know a lot of people, man. He put me on to this credit, he put me on to these guys who do contract work, he put me on to these guys who do this, that, and third. I'm putting people ahead of the game to get you out of that bondage that you are, your present conditions, you know what I'm saying, so you can do better in life. Because a lot of times we need that push. We need somebody to spit that knowledge in your ear. A lot of times, you know, young kids, they be like, oh damn, Pops, man, god damn, every time I turn around, you always trying to kick that shit in my head. But the more you keep doing it, later on that shit becomes like a fucking song in a person's head.
It's habitual.
You know what I mean? He's like, oh shit, man, you don't know where that shit came from. So, yeah,
that's why you rarely see guys like myself who are in rooms that you're in. Because, I mean, we, especially guys that, well, not necessarily my age now, but when I was going through college, I was a loner, because I listened to a podcast, audio, and when I was coming in, and it was a very simple concept. Goals. 98% of us out there, if I walk and ask them, what's your goal? What do you think their response is going to be? What do you mean?
I mean, it doesn't have to be a grand goal, because goals are goals.
No, I'm just saying. What is
A typical goal?
Yeah, go. What's your goal?
I mean,
They're gonna
money. I mean, money is a motivator.
Understand. Do they have it written down?
I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna rule it out. Say they don't. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, people do have goals. They just don't have the backing to help them condition themselves mentally to go for their goals. They just know based on what they see. So if me and you on a block, and I didn't mean to cut you off, right? And you got a little kid, and all he see from 3 all the way up to 9, he see a man shining, money and all this other shit, and you come to him and you like, man, listen, man, I got this really cool job that's gonna help you, you know what I'm saying, in the future when you get 13 years old, and you're gonna make money. And he's hearing like, oh, desk job, computers, and writing shit down. I don't want that shit. I want instant gratification. Because visually is what grabs your mind first. You understand what I'm saying? And then it will be hard for a person like you to come, not saying like you, but to come to them and want to show them something different when visually they've been seeing this for like 4 years. So they like, damn, I want to be like that.
So I guess my question to them would be, okay, I guess the only way I can see somebody shining in instant gratification is usually something illegal, right? And is that correct?
Everything in America is illegal.
Pretty much.
Everything. I can side with you, but then I've been on both sides.
I got you. With that, and then again, people who buy it, a jury and a physicality instead of like the cash flow to keep it going. So my question to you is, your goal is to look the part but not to be the part.
Television has done it. No, excuse me, let me back that up. Because it ain't television, because we was doing that before television. Yeah. It all boils down to someone conditioned us to be that way. Even African ancestries, when you look at the Zulu tribes and the feathers and the beads, we've always been like that. So that's not an excuse, because we've always done that, and that's documented.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's a part of our culture to show and tell. We've been doing that in all them tribes. So it's not that. We've always been doing it. It's something else chemically and scientifically installed in us. Whatever that shit might be, I don't know, but I just have this feeling and this idea that it's something that's keeping us from advancing collectively.
I fear that all of us have, and like, I'm gonna go back to this goal thing, because first of all, the goal hasn't come through the mind. Like you said, everything comes from the mind first. As I can tell you right now, and you saw me when I had, obviously, this is cash from my account.
I thought you were about to give me some money or something like that.
I have,
because you know I do need it.
I have 2 gold cards right there. Based on what I know, man, it's not necessarily bad. Anything that's written down that you see and you like, I can do this, I'm able to do it, and I'm willing to do this, it has to happen. It has to happen.
You gotta want it. You gotta desire it. It gotta be a part of who you are.
We don't have that. It's a very
motivation.
We don't have this type of motivation that keeps us going. And I mean, you told me with the groups I'm a part of, it's hard for you to get really involved because it's not really solid like with my man Shad in the group.
But wait a minute. Wait. Because it's something that I'm trying to... Can we really say that we're not motivated? Because we are the biggest motivators in the world. It's just something that's not clicking in us. And it's hindering us emotionally. So it's like you have intellect right here in front of your chest. But in front of intellect is emotion. So it's like you can't like it's like hard to push through the emotion when you got the emotion before your intellect.
So let's flip, have the same picture, just flip it around. You hold on to that. It don't matter what the circumstance is. I've seen guys that come from prison. Their dream was to do what they are doing now. They were in prison. No circumstance that they want. They came out and had made it happen. They made their circumstance happen.
So you know what it is, right? And I just got it.
What is it?
It's the cycle. It's a cycle that's always in front of us that blinds us from using our intellect.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
in a household. It can be that you're one single parent household.
Yeah.
Or not just single parent household, it could be two parent household, and it could be
Most people on welfare now are fourth, and fifth generation welfare. That's all they ever see.
but not just the welfare, because
I mean, it's an example.
you got to look at anything as an add-on to what you got going. We're talking about the mental. You feel what I'm saying? We're talking about a mental cycle that's been placed inside our mental to deal with emotion first before intellect.
But and granted, the responsibility on us is to like paint a picture of what we want first, because what we see is a picture that somebody painted for us.
Yeah, I mean Willie Lynch, but what I can say is like, okay, when you had two parent households back in like, let's just say the 40s, 50s, right? A lot of the parents was trained to say to their kids, this is what you have to do based on what the master told us we had to do.
Yeah.
So emotionally, you like, but I don't want to do that. So you being conditioned
group thing.
based on your environment.
Group thing, yeah. Everybody's doing the same exact thing.
Right. So it's like, you know what? All right. And then all that hate that's built up and that animosity towards the people outside of your race is bestowed in your children. Because they're trained to be that way. Oh man,
a good example of this. My lady, me and her met at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, and she came back home. She went to Benedict. I went to USC. I asked my parents this, and it was just a bullshit question I asked them when they decided to go to college. Was, would you be okay with me going to Benedict? You know what their response was? Hell no. These are two black parents.
Not saying that the curriculum was
the same. It's all the fucking same.
Yeah.
The only thing is the extra that they give you at Benedict that USC does not give you.
Yeah.
And I asked my parents why. They said, well, USC, it's something about the name with USC. And I'm like, Mom, I go to any place. They can look at, I got a degree from USC, and that's great. That might be a good opener. It slows them down. It breaks a barrier for them. But at the end of the day, this still does all the talking. This still does all the work. All of this does the work. I don't tell people I have 2 master's degrees because it automatically tells them Doug is way too educated for this. Or Doug is.
But you know, it would be better that you did. Well, I wouldn't say.
Like you said you don't tell anybody that you own a shop.
I almost felt emotional because I started thinking about certain groups of people who don't feel or don't think that we're educated enough or smart enough. Because
I don't need a PhD to tell somebody I can actually articulate how to give someone value, or a license to tell somebody this value that I'm giving you can actually motivate you. Like, real estate investors don't need a license to go show someone else how to make residual income every month. But they're doing it, black and white. So, and some of them gone to school, some of them didn't go to school, some of them in jail. So, if we're going for, hey, the money is the biggest motivator, we'll follow the money, and you will find something, get passionate about it, and then move forward. That's the way I'm thinking now versus I have to go get a great degree from Harvard or Yale just to say, hey, I can go be president.
So would it be safe to say that as a black race, emotion is the biggest motivator in our life?
It is, and I mean, first of all, when you when you see black people looting, it emotionally charges you in the first place. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, that's a bad look. Who's the bad look for? Because your perception is a white person, person of not of color is going to see me and automatically assume I'm a threat to their business.
Or when you see a white officer with someone with his neck, with his knee on someone's neck, we look at that emotionally, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say it was a white person that was down there.
Oh,
and matter of fact, excuse me, they showed it today. I don't know if that was staged because something in my mind was like, wait a minute, that got to be staged. Because you know they was talking about they have these actors that was out there. They had two officers, right? They had one white guy that was on the floor, right? And they put him to the ground, and one officer put his knee on the guy's neck, and everybody in the background was screaming, "Hey, get your fucking knee off his neck!" And he's sitting there screaming, and then the one officer that was next to him grabbed his pants leg and moved it. And then I sat there and I said to myself, how did I feel about that? I didn't have the same type of feeling that I had for that white man that I did for George Floyd. Now, then I said to myself, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this whole situation, whether it was staged or not. Emotionally, I'm more attached to the people of color than to the white person, and that's not fair. Because I deal with humanity, bro. And
I'll tell you this, and I didn't mean to cut you off. When somebody asks me, do you see color? You know what I tell them? I don't see color, I see the humanity. The reason why I tell someone my dad is always asked me, why did you stick with, a black female? I saw this one movie. It's called.
You thought she was gonna be with a white woman?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I said I didn't want to at the time because I said I just saw this movie.
Hey, even though there's nothing wrong with white women,
for real,
I'm telling you straight up and down.
It ain't nothing wrong with it.
I done had some.
I was.
No offense to like I said,
it's
universal.
But I saw this movie at the time, and my dad asked me this question. It's called "Obsessed" with Idris and Beyonce, and that white girl was.
Yeah,
because I saw
she was bad too.
I saw myself as Idris and my lady
you
as
placed yourself in his shoes,
sympathy and empathetically in that situation. I said, yeah. I can't, and I was 12
I
or 13.
would have hit that too.
I was 12 or 13 at the time. So your mind, and I'm always an open-minded person, so my mind was open to that and said, okay, I'm not sure about dating a white girl at the time. Now that I've gone through and gone to a school where it was predominantly white, and I got to a program that was predominantly female and white, I understand they are not all bad. I just have to talk to them. Just like anybody else. And so, God forbid I get a divorce, floodgates are open. Anybody can come in.
He's not getting divorced.
For real, I'm not. But that's the thing, is like you said, to me it's not difficult. I'm emotionally charged about the white man as I am the black man. Yes, I probably have a little bit more aggression to the black man because he looks like me, and I would never want to see that happen. And for me, like you said, you don't want to say what you want to do to that cop. I would safely assume that if it was a group of us, we would just rush the cop just to get him off, because that's not, the dude was handcuffed.
I thought about that too. Emotionally, I was like, that's what I would do. But see, intellectually, I kept saying to myself, okay, just like your grandmother or your great grandmother, they said there's two sides to everything.
Exactly.
Your side, his side, and the truth that's in the middle.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, I said, okay, well, let me try to understand. And instead of taking George's defense or the police officer's defense, I was saying to myself, why didn't George become disciplined? Why didn't he use discipline before he got irate? Because at the end of the day, a lot of these people, whether they're black or white officers, because there's black and white officers that right now on the news that's hurting people, protesters and all the other shit, right? Why did he not exercise discipline before it escalated?
And I can tell you this, back with the emotional part. My man Zach, the white guy, he's my boy. I've known him for a year, almost 2 years now. He posted on Facebook a video, and he posted 2 videos. One, it was ill-timed, and obviously he was white, so I told myself, Jack, this is not your conversation to get in, bro. You can't tell. I'm saying you can't tell nobody this because you have every right to say it. But when you tell somebody don't mess up your own neighborhood or don't mess up the city that you live in, you don't understand how emotionally or how much trauma somebody is experiencing.
That's an emotional standpoint that you can't.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
So he posted another video yesterday, and it clicked for him, and it clicked for one of my other female white friends that the pain and trauma from enslavement, or for women, or for children, is not only mental, it's DNA. It's stuck within the DNA of people through generations, and I understood that. Because why do you think we as Africans can still run long distances even though we don't want to? Our bodies are capable of doing it because we did it back in the motherland. It's instinctual that we can still run, and we run faster than most folks because we've done it. So, if that's true, then pain is also the other side of the coin. So, if pain can be derived from the DNA of one person generations back, that means from enslavement, Civil War, Jim Crow, the 90s, and then now all that trauma is stored within us, in our cells.
It's still in us.
And so when that stuff happens, it turns us on. And I myself, when I see it, I see it on the TV, I get irate, and I just have to tell myself immediately, calm down. It's not happening to you, but take control of your mind, because if this happens and I'm outside and a cop stops me, I can't get irate.
Well, see, you know.
So it's twofold. Hey, it's mental, but also within the DNA of a person.
Well, I think at the same time, someone should say and tell all of us that before we go out and we start protesting and stuff, tell them what will affect other people. Because if you go in your neighborhood, right, and you be destructive, and you riot and you break things, you gotta tell these people what's gonna happen. Like this girl,
your the economy,
how it's gonna affect your economy.
Yeah, your economy there is now pretty much in shambles.
Right, because it's almost like this in a realistic point, right? God forbid somebody breaks my windows, because I fear for that too, because I'm a business owner, right? And they come in and they loot and take my tools and radio, TVs, refrigerator, stereos, whatever that's in here, right? And I come in here, I come to the job one day and everything is in shambles and everything is gone. One, you took my livelihood away from me and how to make money. Right?
They didn't take the building, nor did they take your skills.
But the fact of the matter, what it will do in that instant.
The emotional side, yeah.
Because now emotionally it affects me, because it's like, okay, my customer's like, yo, so how long is it gonna take for you to open up, man? Listen, it's gonna take some while because I gotta deal with the insurance company and we gotta go from there and see about construction, and you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that can affect me, and at the same time, I still gotta pay to support my kids financially. We don't live in the same household. They live with their mother and their mother's husband. You feel what I'm saying? So what can stop me right then and there will stop them. And then the mother, she's like, yo, I don't give a fuck what happened to you. You still gotta pay. And I'm like, yo, in due time. So it's gonna affect people. So it's like, what this girl was saying on YouTube. She was like, yo, you could break the phone thing that has USB outlets in there and charges where the homeless they use to charge their phone to keep in contact with their family, even though they don't have no comforts. You understand what I'm saying? The only resources they have to charge their phone is that phone outlet. You feel what I'm saying? They break that and burn it to the ground, and now people sitting there like, damn, how the fuck am I gonna be calling my family because I don't have nowhere, I can't go in no buildings because I'm homeless. I can't go in a store and charge my phone because I'm homeless. I smell, I can't, you know what I'm saying? So what it does is it affects everybody's economy. You know what I'm saying? And we got to think about these things. You don't want to go out there and mess up something like somebody went to Walmart and it's on social media and they looted Walmart and burned certain shit down. Now how the fuck people gonna get food and medicine? You got kids that's out there that need medicine. They going in there stealing all the medicine, and people out there need that. So you robbing your own community of resources. Why the fuck would you go out there and beat up your fucking neighborhood? If you want to get, and I ain't saying anything, but if you gonna do something that's gonna bring some fucking meaning and some change.
Channel that energy into something that's gonna do something beneficial for the
That's
community.
gonna benefit. You're not benefiting by breaking shit in your neighborhood. You're stupid.
And I think when somebody white tells them that,
It affects them. What the
it
fuck
already
you mean?
escalates.
Yeah, what do you mean? My ancestors, it ain't got shit to do with
And
it.
it escalates that emotion. But my thing is, like you said, when if that happened to me, I'm like, all right. Then and the question is how has looting served you in your community? That's the good question to ask. You don't even have to tell them what to do. Just ask them the question. How has it served you?
How did you benefit?
Yeah. How did the store owner benefit from that?
A person ain't gonna be able to tell you how to benefit them because they don't have a correct answer to give you. Only thing is, man, I just went in there. I just want to do it because everybody else do it. And you know what? You're stupid.
And how's that going to benefit your future? Because you're going to follow everybody else if they doing
You're a
something
follower.
illegal.
You're telling us you're a follower. You're not saying you're a leader.
Yeah.
You're saying that's what you do in life. That's when you wake up in the morning, you say, so let me get online and find out who I can follow. Message. And this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing to each other. And it's not right. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, you have to practice some type of discipline in order to get ahead in life because you're not going to get anywhere arguing with somebody. We got to do less arguing,
Less talking.
and more producing as far as what we need to do in life, where we need to go, and how we need to bring this knowledge back to our family so they can repeat the same shit. Breaking that cycle is what they always say. Break that emotional cycle.
You keep saying that to yourself enough, your mind is going to put you, you're going to start moving your body into places where you can go ahead and break the cycle. My lady's already done it.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying before, we are creators. We are a physical threat to a lot of nations because we have stuff, resources that they need. And my thing is thinking about it, we have more creators in our neighborhood. There's less people looting. There's less people angry. You're like, okay, I already know how to create. Let me go ahead and create something else. It doesn't have to be so long term, but if you got a couple of things creating for you, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Your kids don't have to worry about too much. So while I understand the need for protesting, and I see why it's important. You want to get a message out to the masses. Something's going on here. And it's, worldwide now. People in London, Africa are actually protesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
in Italy.
Yeah. So, point made. Now, let's get off our asses and then start creating stuff. Start creating because that's what we are.
Positive stuff.
Exactly.
Negative.
Yeah. So, gotta be specific. Positive.
Because you got niggas out there creating bombs and creating strategies to go up in banks and.
Yeah, got you. So start creating something long term that's positive, so that not only you can benefit, not only your family, but the community can benefit. Mm-hmm. We created this podcast because it creates value for the masses.
We not asking everybody to sit there and be like, oh shit, I'm changed. If there's one or two people that's on here that can take what we're saying and apply that in their life and utilize that, in their future, you will change. You will create and be better for yourself and your family. Because trust me when I tell you, being motivated emotionally is the weakest thing we could do in life. That's the weakest thing that we can put in front of our intellect in order to get ahead. Stop dealing with that shit. Start dealing with plans. Like Doug said, goals, strategies, in the right way.
And this is the easy way to do it. Write down what you want. It don't matter what it is.
Vision board.
A vision board, I would say is basically the result of what your goal is. Let's set a long-term goal. So let's say what you want is a car, a new house, a thriving business. Write down that.
How do I get a car?
And no. Let's start just write.
I mean, if you're keeping it.
Yeah. So write down what you want. Write it down. Don't do no pictures yet. Just write it down. And look at each one of them and say which one taps this. Really tough. Like emotionally, it's like, oh my God, I gotta have this. I gotta do it. It has to happen. You circle that thing. That right there, you circling that thing tells God in the universe, you are going to move mountains in order for this to happen. It don't matter how you see it. It don't matter what plans you put in place. It has to happen. So what you are telling yourself subconsciously and mentally, and to the universe and to the people around you, this is gonna happen. Somebody's gonna step in your life and say, hey, here's how it's gonna happen for you. Bam, bam, bam. You got it. Circle another one. And another one. It starts out with you just writing it out. You don't have to put all the plans together because, like the military says, your plan can look really good until it cannot survive first contact. That's the reason why you have backup in the military, because your plan doesn't always work. Osama bin Laden was a good example of, when that helicopter crashed, that whole plane got shot in the face. What happened? They still got the job done, but they had to regroup and say, hey, on the fly, how are we going to get this thing done and get back home safe to our families? So write it down, circle it, the one that hits you hard in the heart and the mind. Don't show nobody else. This is on for you. Okay, I'm good. You don't have to know how it's gonna happen. I find too many folks, even my lady, my mom is a good example too. I gotta have a plan. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Understandable. You gotta. Your plan is going to formulate over time as long as you take the first step. My plan to retire is not to retire at 65. It's to retire at 35. That plan. You can't plan for that. You have to just take risks and move. Good and bad is gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of great and a lot of bad along the way. But as long as you keep walking towards that thing that you wrote down, that I got right here, this is going to happen.
And if you guys are looking at the money that he has in his pocket,
it ain't that much. It's only $200.
He owes me that.
I just paid this man for a haircut. Your boy look good. Thank you for that, by the way. So yeah, write your goals down, carry them with you, so you can remind yourself, this is where I'm going. You don't tell nobody else, and it's gonna happen.
So with that being said, to conclude our podcast for today is try your best.
Do it.
In dealing with discipline.
Do it. Don't try and do it.
I mean, it's a hard thing because not a lot of us lack discipline because, it's just something you just have to go through your stages. So write it out, plan it, and see if you can have somebody hold you accountable.
Yeah, accountability partner.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you can get through life, with someone because you may not be able to do it by yourself. And have some integrity, man. Some self-respect. You understand what I'm saying? And save someone else's life as well as yours, man. Don't get out there, man, and put yourself in a predicament where it'll be your last moment. So I'm FaZe on the Barber.
It's your boy Dinky Fresh.
And we are 2 Men in the Shop. Peace.
Peace.